Welcome back, everyone. If you're passionate about history, philosophy, or just curious about the great thinkers who shaped the world, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the life and work of one of Islam's most influential philosophers, Al-Ghazali. But before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're on a mission to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2024, and we need your help to get there. Now, let's get started. Abu Hamid al-Ghazali was born in 1058 CE in the city of Tis, in present-day Iran, during a time when the Islamic world was experiencing a renaissance in intellectual and spiritual thought. A brilliant mind, Al-Ghazali's contributions to philosophy, theology, mysticism, and law would not only make him one of the most revered scholars in Islamic history but also one of the most influential figures in the wider philosophical tradition. Al-Ghazali's intellectual journey began in his youth, where he showed an exceptional aptitude for learning. Initially, he studied Islamic jurisprudence and law under the guidance of prominent scholars of his time. But it was his deep thirst for knowledge that led him beyond the confines of traditional legal studies. He was deeply intrigued by the intellectual and spiritual challenges that arose from trying to reconcile reason with faith, philosophy with religion, and human experience with divine truth. This intellectual curiosity led him to delve into the works of the Greek philosophers, particularly Aristotle and Plotinus, whose ideas were making their way into the Islamic world through the translations and commentaries of scholars. Al-Ghazali was particularly drawn to their metaphysical ideas about the nature of reality, the cosmos, and human existence. However, as he engaged with these ideas, he began to see contradictions between the teachings of Greek philosophy and the principles of Islam. This tension would shape much of Al-Ghazali's career. His most famous work, The Incoherence of the Philosophers*, written in 1095, is a powerful critique of the peripatetic philosophers, such as Avicenna ibn Sina and Al-Farabi. These philosophers, deeply influenced by Aristotle, argued for a rationalistic understanding of the world, often relegating divine revelation to the realm of the irrational or secondary. Al-Ghazali's critique was devastating. He argued that while philosophy could be helpful in certain areas, it ultimately failed to provide true knowledge of the divine. For Al-Ghazali, the study of God, creation, and the soul could not be fully understood through human reason alone. Al-Ghazali's critique in The Incoherence of the Philosophers* centered on their denial of key elements of Islamic belief, especially the concept of divine causality. Philosophers like Avicenna argued that the universe operated according to fixed, natural laws that were independent of God's will. Al-Ghazali, however, took issue with this view, asserting that God was not just the first cause of the universe but that he continued to directly intervene in the world, sustaining every moment of existence. This view, which came to be known as occasionalism*, held that every event in the world, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is ultimately caused by God's will. But Al-Ghazali's intellectual journey didn't stop with his critique of philosophy. In the years following his success as a scholar, he experienced a profound spiritual crisis. Despite his academic achievements, he began to question the meaning and purpose of his life. His growing disillusionment with the world of academic study led him to leave behind his prestigious teaching position at the Nizamiya Madrasa in Baghdad and retreat into solitude. It was during this period of withdrawal that Al-Ghazali embarked on his spiritual transformation. This phase of his life led him to mysticism and Sufism, an aspect of Islamic thought that emphasizes personal experience and direct communion with the divine. Al-Ghazali's experiences with Sufism had a profound effect on his worldview, and he would go on to write *Ihya al-Din*, often translated as the revival of the religious sciences. This monumental work is considered one of the most important texts in Islamic spirituality and ethics. It is an exploration of the inner dimensions of Islam, focusing on the purification of the soul, the development of good character, and the pursuit of divine knowledge. In *Ihya al-Din*, Al-Ghazali addresses a wide range of topics, from theology and ethics to mysticism and the practice of worship. One of the central themes of the work is the importance of sincerity in one's relationship with God. Al-Ghazali emphasized the need to purify the heart from worldly distractions and desires in order to cultivate a deep and genuine connection with the divine. His teachings on spiritual purification and self-discipline would go on to influence countless generations of Muslims and shape the development of Sufism as a central component of Islamic spirituality. What made Al-Ghazali's contribution unique was his ability to bridge the gap between the intellectual and the spiritual. He showed that reason and faith, while distinct, were not necessarily in conflict. He believed that true knowledge came from a combination of rational understanding and spiritual insight, and that the pursuit of both was necessary for the full flourishing of the human soul. Al-Ghazali's impact extended far beyond the realm of philosophy. He played a significant role in shaping Islamic theology, law, and mysticism. His influence was so profound that, even centuries after his death in 1111 CE, scholars continue to study his works, drawing insights from his unique ability to synthesize different schools of thought. His legacy can be seen not only in the development of Islamic intellectual traditions but also in the broader philosophical discourse, where his critiques of rationalism and emphasis on the limits of human reason resonate with later thinkers. Despite the challenges he faced in reconciling faith and reason, Al-Ghazali remains a towering figure in the history of philosophy and spirituality. His life's work continues to inspire scholars and spiritual seekers alike, reminding us that the search for truth is a lifelong journey, one that requires both intellectual rigor and spiritual humility. So, what can we learn from Al-Ghazali today? First, we can learn the importance of seeking knowledge in all its forms, whether it be intellectual, spiritual, or personal. Second, Al-Ghazali's life teaches us about the value of questioning and seeking deeper meaning in our lives, rather than simply accepting what is presented to us. Finally, his legacy reminds us that reason and faith need not be in conflict. Instead, they can complement each other in the search for truth. Thank you for sticking with me through this exploration of Al-Ghazali's life and work. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more about other great thinkers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2024. Until next time, keep seeking knowledge and stay curious.